Hey everybody, it's State Representative Kurt Vail here, representing the towns of Summer, Stafford, Union, Woodstock. And today we're here at Bigelow Hollow State Park, and we're going to go around with staff and show us just how awesome this place is. So come with us behind the veil. Hey, so we're here with Marcella and John that work right here at Bigelow Hollow. Marcella, you work here at the park. How long have you been with the state?
So I've been with the state about 8 years now, 2 years in this role at Bigelow Hollow.
Okay, great. And John, how long have you been with the state?
Just about 20 years. I started as a seasonal employee, and I now supervise the state parks that are in the eastern half of the state.
The whole eastern half of the state?
Yes, sir. It's everything from your shoreline parks, Hammonasset, Rocky Neck, to some of our historic sites like Gillette Castle and Fort Trumbull, and our recreation areas in state forests like Patchogue, Natchogue, and Nipmuc nearby here.
That's great. And so how many parks do you oversee in the state personally?
Well, the state of Connecticut has 110 state parks and 32 state forests, numerous wildlife management areas, things like that. And so roughly half, about 55 to 60 state parks in the eastern side of the state.
That's pretty amazing to think that our state is pretty geographically small, with even 169 towns, and the fact that we have 110 state parks is pretty awesome. And Marcella, you work here on the weekends. What are the park hours here at Bigelow?
So Bigelow is open from 8 a.m. to sunset, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And so we have 4 seasons of recreational opportunities. We've got fishing, boating, miles of hiking trails, 2 great water bodies, Bigelow Pond as well as the Mashapaug Lake. And we also have some picnic sites available, limited sporadically throughout the park.
So there's a lot to offer here, and it's pretty spread out. Obviously, I've been here. I grew up in the area, so I got to spend a lot of time here in my youth, and even bringing my kids up here. There's a great swimming area, which I'd like to go check out if we could. And there's a boat. Is there one boat launch here, or you have several boat launches?
So we have 2 boat launches. One goes on to the 18-acre Bigelow Pond, and the other goes out onto the Mashapaug Lake. We do have some restrictions on Bigelow Pond to no combustion engines, and on Mashapaug Lake we do have a speed limit of 10 miles per hour. So keeping those restrictions in mind, it's to keep everybody safe.
All right, so now we're here at the Mashapaug Lake boat launch. This is a pretty big park. How many acres are here at Bigelow?
So the park itself is about 516 acres, and it's nested within about 3,400 acres of Nipmuc State Forest.
Wow, that's pretty big. And so if someone wants to bring their boat up here, is there any charge? What's the process to come here to the boat launch?
So we do charge a parking fee 7 days a week from April 1st to October 31st. During the week it is a self-pay system through Reserve America, but on weekends and holidays we do have a ticket booth attendant where you can pay right at the gate. The fee for the Connecticut license plates are covered by our Passport to Parks program, so there is no money exchange when Connecticut vehicles visit the park.
So we're standing here at the Bigelow Pond Trailhead. John mentioned earlier that there were hiking trails. You want to tell us a little bit more about the hiking trails here?
Yeah, so we have a pretty vast trail system, both on the east and west side of the park. You can go for as short of a loop as 1.5 miles around the lovely Bigelow Pond, or you can hike out in between the park and Nipmuc State Forest for miles, many different options. Something that's important to note about our trail system is some of them can be pretty rugged. Although Bigelow Pond is a little bit more moderate of a trail, short distance, when you get up into Nipmuc State Forest it gets pretty vast. So making sure you have your proper equipment for hiking, maybe a flashlight just in case, snacks, water, all of that stuff is important navigating our trails.
Have you had any incidents where people have got lost and you guys have had to go look for them in the trails?
Yeah, so we've had a couple incidents, one just this year. Luckily we were able to find them and they were okay. So it does happen. It's pretty easy to get turned around. We do our very best to keep things well marked and provide maps. So that's where the other part to it is being prepared.
And again, I see some signs over here in there. There's little maps that people can take before they go out on the trails. And I assume there's probably a lot of experienced hikers up here, but probably some novices too. And I guess that's probably where you run into some issues. How about, are there any motorized vehicles allowed in the park?
No, so we don't have any motorized trails. All of our trails, with the exception of the Nipmuc Blue Blaze Trail, are non-motorized multi-use, which means bicycles are welcome, hiking is welcome, but no motorized use on the trails.
I just want to say thanks again to John and Marcella from Deep from coming around and showing us around this beautiful park here in Union, Connecticut, Bigelow Hollow. So make sure you come on up and check it out if you haven't been here before. I know a lot of you in the area have been here, but it's an awesome place. Come check it out. And until next time, we'll see you behind the veil.